Hey guys, we wanted to make another update video for you. Yeah, it's been a busy last month. We have had quite a lot going on, but it's been a good month. Right after our last video that we sent, we had a school program. So thank you guys so much for your prayer on that. The planning process for it was incredibly hectic, and the whole thing was just very last minute, long story short. But the actual day ended up being incredible. We got to go in, and we were asked to come in and challenge these kids to live out their faith, and they asked us to share our testimonies and things like that. So by the end of the day, the kids were pretty tired of us. We were pretty tired of the kids. If the kids didn't learn anything else from what we had to say for the 7 hours we were with them, they heard the gospel repeatedly. So to me, I count that as a success, and I count that as a very good day. Later in the month, a week and a half after that program, we had another program that was also last minute, where we traveled to a town just north of Dublin. So it was about a little over 2 hours away from us, from where we live. And we led a workshop at a youth conference on bullying, and what we kind of turned it into was how to find your identity in Christ, and how basing your identity in Christ is so much better than basing your identity in what the world has to say about you, and what God has to say about you is way better for those who are in Christ than what the world says about you. So I was able to, we were all able to encourage the kids. We shared the gospel blatantly a couple times with them as well. In total that day, I think we spoke with somewhere around 60 kids. And then at the school program, we had somewhere around 40, 50 kids, something around there. So we've already shared the gospel repeatedly with 100 kids. And we've only been here for 2 months now. So that's been fun. Yeah, that was another crazy day, but it was a good day. So, yeah.
So I think a lot of you know I've had some health stuff going on. Nothing serious, I promise. I'm fine. It's annoying, frustrating. It's perfect timing. But I have gone to the doctors, and they have told me they see nothing wrong with me, which is good, I guess. But I definitely I still don't feel great. So they're going to have more tests and stuff to see if they can figure out what's going on. It's nothing serious. They're just checking everything out to make sure everything's good. I've had blood work. I've had endoscopy, which is fun. Camera down my throat. Everything was fine. So we're just kind of waiting to see what else is going on. I feel good. I feel better, actually, which, I don't know. I guess that's a good thing. So thank you for praying. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm fine, and we're just waiting on more tests. The doctors and hospitals here are a lot different, so that's been a fun experience, getting to tell these nurses and doctors why I'm here and how I just moved here, and then they ask why I'm here, and so it's cool. I mean, it's fun, so yeah.
Yeah, that's been a fun experience of learning the healthcare system of Ireland. But the ministry here has an outreach called the Big Red Bus. I think we've talked about it with a lot of you, where they drive this double-decker bus out into the middle of town. They park it and invite people to come on and have coffee and tea. And members of the team will go out and just kind of hang out with people who come on the bus. I was always dumbfounded by the idea of it, because I could have sworn that it would never work. Like, it sounded to me like this cheesy thing that wouldn't work, and no one would come on the bus, and it would just be awful and awkward. But I got the opportunity to go out with them a couple weeks ago, and it works. It was just an incredible day. It was gross. It was rainy. It was windy. It was an awful day to be outside. but there were a ton of people outside because it's Ireland and gross days don't really stop them from being outside. But long story short, I got to have some incredible conversations with two guys while I was on the bus. If you want to read more about it, I wrote a blog post about it. So scroll down a little bit and you can see my blog post about that.
So we've been here for about 2 months. We've been in our house for about a month now. About a month. I think we're finally done making it a home. Got a few house plants, some glasses, drinking glasses that we like, and placemats, little things like that.
And coffee maker and things to make it a home.
So yeah, we've enjoyed that, and thank you for giving us the opportunity and the ability to do that. It's a huge help and helps a lot with transition and moving and settling in here. We bought a very, very cheap charcoal grill, little barbecue, very cheap. But it works. And we had a lot of people over a couple weeks ago and had a barbecue and cooked burgers on the grill. And let's see, there were probably 5 or 6 different countries represented here that night. There were probably about 15 people or so in the house. And so it was a couple of the people that came, it was their first time having a burger off a grill like that. So it was really cool to watch them love it and scarf it down and eat it and enjoy it. So yeah, that was a really cool cultural experience since we've been here. And they weren't Irish, no Irish here that night, but seeing the other cultures come around each other and just have fun and hang out. It was a fun, very cool night.
We had a little moment of, probably an hour of just hanging out, singing worship songs, and it was 4 or 5 different cultures singing worship songs together. That we all knew the songs, we were all able to sing together. It's been really neat to see the cultural aspect of the OM Ireland team and getting to experience life with so many different cultures. But obviously last week was St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day from Ireland. It's a very big day here, which is a good and bad thing. Most people don't really fully understand what St. Patrick did, and that was very exemplified when we went to Dublin. We spent the day we spent St. Patrick's Day in Dublin, and we went to the big St. Patrick's Day parade, and we did a St. Patrick's tour through Dublin, which was not something that you need to pay for if you do come here. I can lead you on the tour. But the parade itself was very eye-opening. It was the only thing that had to do with St. Patrick about the entire parade was there was a guy jumping and skipping at the front of the parade who was dressed up like St. Patrick. Everything else was either a marching band from somewhere in the world or Druidism. For those of you who don't know, Druidism is the pre-Christian religion. St. Patrick came in and converted the Druids. So they're actually, it seems like they're almost getting back to the Druidism. It was very dark. It was very creepy. The parade itself it was kind of a rainy day, but the parade itself, like the floats were very, just standing there, I got a very dark feeling coming over me. It was a pretty heavy moment a couple times throughout the parade. But we got to tour Dublin and see some incredible stuff. We got to see St. Patrick's Cathedral, which there's no evidence that he was ever in Dublin.
And it's free.
So there's that. But we got to see his cathedral and kind of tour that, and it was a really neat day. Dublin's a pretty cool place, but the day of the parade was just insane. There were way too many people in too small of streets. So it was a once in a lifetime opportunity because it's something we will only ever do once. We have no desire to go back now, but we did it and it was great.
We've had a few fun moments here. We have our I would say our first major school program tomorrow, actually, the March 23rd. It's the first one, just the two of us have completely overseen and completely made the curriculum completely planned. And so it's it's very nerve-wracking. We're going to be teaching them 3 different programs. It's going to be identity, who is Jesus, and prayer. So we're going to teach them just about those 3 things. And so it'll be stretching, I think, for the kids. The kids will be around 13 years old. So I think it'll all be very new to them, very new concepts, which is exciting, but also nerve-wracking. So just be praying for them, praying for the kids at the school, and praying for us to have wisdom and patience and endurance throughout the day. Yeah, so after tomorrow, we have officially 2 more schools lined up in April. One at the beginning of April, one at the end. We have another one that's potential. I haven't heard back yet, but another one that we might end up doing before the semester is over. So right now we have 2 more. There might be 1 more, so it might be 3 total before this semester is over. And then we have a very busy summer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We'll tell you more about the busy summer later. You don't need to hear about it right now. But huge prayer answered for us. We got our visas. We officially have our visa cards. Mine is, well, somewhere in here. It's somewhere in my wallet. But we officially have our visas, so we can officially stay here for 1 year. Because of the way they do visas, you have to reapply every year, and this one allows up to 3 years of reapplications, if that makes sense. And then we have to apply for a new type of visa after those 3 years. It's a big whole process. But as far as prayer points for the next month or so, we would love your prayers for you to be praying with us about these next programs, that the Spirit would go in front of us and open the hearts and minds of these kids, that they would be receptive but also respectful, so that the ones who are interested can actually pay attention. So much of this is trying to teach and identify those who are really interested and really dig in with those, while making the others not be a distraction to those ones who are interested. So just wisdom and patience, I think, is a good word that we definitely need. So yeah, and then also, what was it? Yeah, we're still learning our job with OM. We're still learning how OM Ireland works. We're still there's a lot of learning still going on as far as OM, our jobs, and culture. So yeah, would love prayer on that. Also, quick side note, we would love prayer for the 2 Muslim guys who work down the street. They are awesome guys. They work at a little restaurant, long story short. And we've had some great conversations with them, and I'm trying to figure out times where I can go back in and just sit in the restaurant and hang out with them. Once again, as always, thank you guys so much for your prayer and for your love and for your letters and your emails and all the things you send us. We really appreciate it, and we really appreciate you guys. So feel free to shoot us emails. Let us know how we can be praying for you. And
also, feel free to send us letters in the mail too. That's really fun to get because we have a little slot in our door and they just stick it in and it flies through our living room. So it's really fun. So send us lots of letters and then we'll send you some too.
Yeah, I'll put our address below. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a good week and day and month, and we'll see you again next month. Take care.
Bye.